Welcome back, audience. We are here again in our famous program Latinos in Orlando, where we interview immigrants about their experience opening their own businesses here in our beautiful city. We are here with our guest Gaston Espejo. Welcome, Gaston,
Hi, Jose.
a computer engineer that opened his own business a few years back and is still working in this field. Gaston, we are more than happy that you accept the interview. First of all, can you tell us about your life before arriving to Orlando?
Hi, Jose. It was a pleasure to receive your offer, to your interview offer. I love what you and your program have done for this cause. About the question, I was born in Cordoba, Argentina. Over there, I went to LaSalle High School, and after graduating, I took a full college year in UTM, pursuing the degree in system engineering. This first college year influenced the degree that I chose in UCF, but we're gonna talk about that later. About the question, then I left Argentina when I turned 18 and arrived to Orlando in January of 2024.
That's great, Gaston. I've never been to Argentina, but I heard that it's a beautiful place. I have heard that people over there are so friendly and so nice. About that, why did you choose to study engineering?
Yeah, Argentina is beautiful. You should go there. About the question, there might be many reasons why, but I think that the main one is because that was the environment in which I grew up. My father was a mechanical engineer, who opened his own business when I was a child. I love the way he solves problems. For example, if someone needs to build a machine, he's the one that sets the plan to build what the customer needs. Also, the idea of an engineer is looking for solutions that might be useful for people or society. And I love helping people. That is why engineer was my path forward.
That's awesome, Gaston. Such a dedication to helping other people is very important these days. But now, I would like to hear your experience during college. How was your pathway here in Orlando?
Well, I started college studies at Valencia College here in Lagnonia. I remember that I took my first courses during summer 2024. I took 4 different classes during that summer. I was crazy. After 2 years there, I graduated with a degree of Associate in Arts. As a consequence, I applied to the transfer program to UCF called Direct Connect. I started my classes at UCF, and after 2 years and a half, I received my degree in computer engineering. I remember that in UCF, my favorite classes were the one related to programming and coding. I have always been interested in those specific areas.
That's straight to the point. Now we're going to take a break for our advertising, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Now, after this break, we are back with our interview. Gaston, you told us about your academic pathway, but how were you able to pay for that tuition being an immigrant?
Well, as you probably know, the tuition for non-resident is higher than for a resident. That was why I chose Valencia College instead of UCF because of the cost of each. I also applied for several scholarships that helped me and my family reduce the high economic cost. I remember that to apply for the scholarship, I received guidance from some tutors and advisors that helped me through the process. Also, my STEAM advisor she helped me schedule classes that would save the maximum amount of money.
Okay. I have another question. After your graduation, how was your work experience?
Well, I graduated in spring of 2028. Then I applied to work in small cybersecurity companies, and my first job was in one of those small companies. I was working there for like 4 years and a half when I decided to open my own business. I was terrified, you know. I felt that I was like a kid taking probably the biggest step in his work life. The first year were the hardest, but thankfully to my father's guidance and the experience that I gained in that previous job, I succeeded. If my family were not there, I'm not sure if my company would have succeeded. They were always when I needed. After that hardest period, I decided to offer my service of cybersecurity to bigger targets that need someone who knows about this field. That was a moment when my company grew up a lot, up to the point when we are now. Of course, we are not the biggest cybersecurity in the nation, but we are more than I had ever imagined. This was a really hard process, but I'm more than happy with the point that I helped reach.
This is such a beautiful story. I want to know about your job. So, what do you do in cybersecurity? What are the strengths do you need to have for this job?
Well, the computer is essential. But in cybersecurity, you're responsible to ensure the information that companies keep online and from hackers and leakers who want to steal that information. The strengths. Well, you need to be responsible and organized for succeed because there is a lot of data and risk, and you're the main responsible to safeguard that.
It sounds really hard, Gaston, but thank you for everything that you said in this interview. We're very grateful for your time, and I hope you can reach any of other dreams that you have.
It was a pleasure, Jose. I am more than happy about this conversation. Your job is really important to Latin's community. It was a great interview.
It was a pleasure to have you with us. Bye, Gaston.
Bye, Jose.